Welcome to Crypto with Klaus. Today we're going to explore the sanctions on Russia and what that means for the crypto market going forward. All right, let's explore the news. All right, we're going to start off screen the way I like it. And as always, any article you see in this video is linked in the description below. Russia banned from SWIFT. Central bank locked out. The US and its allies have launched fresh sanctions against Russia, including banning some banks from the global SWIFT payment system and disarming Russia's central bank from using its foreign currency reserves. Now, what does this actually all mean? Well, first, let's talk about SWIFT. On Saturday, the US, UK, and EU decided to shut out selected Russian banks from the international SWIFT payment system after strong initial resistance, especially from Germany. And there was a reason Germany did this, and we're going to get into that later because it has to do with energy and oil. But what is SWIFT? SWIFT is a bank messaging system that helps money move between locations. There was a standardization brought upon with SWIFT, and it connects over 11,000 institutions globally. Now, how exactly does this affect Russia? As Russia exports oil, let's just stick with oil and energy right now. As Russia exports oil, they're going to need to use the SWIFT system to get payments sent back to them. Now, with Russia being blocked with SWIFT, what kind of impact has this had on Russia's market? Let's take a look. Russian central bank hikes rates and closes stock market as the ruble crashes, oil and gas soar. Yep. If Russia is extremely likely to default on debts, why? Because now they're being eliminated from the SWIFT system and their central bank reserves. But is it a big deal? Not so much. Russia doesn't carry as much debt as the United States. Right now it says, the default was extremely likely, although a relatively small size of foreign debt holdings, only 60 billion. So that would honestly limit the fallout. Compare that 60 billion of Russian foreign debt to the United States, which goes to, I don't want to say because I don't want to embarrass the United States at this current point in time. But let's take a look at what happened to the Russian markets with this. I have right now the Russian market chart up right now for the last 6 months, and you could see it was rip-roaring pretty good, and then, we had some problems. Let's zoom in a little bit further and see what happens. You could see that since the sanctions have taken effect, there was a huge pullback in the Russian market. So now why would oil prices be affected by this? The disruption of outflow of oil from Russia because of the disruption of inflow of money to Russia could easily set the oil market and other energy markets out there in an uproar due to large amounts of uncertainty and political tensions that are going to rise with oil exports around the world. Right now, we are seeing the map divided into this Russia-China ball and everyone else. What's going to be interesting to see is, does Russia start cutting back on oil shipments to other countries? Countries that have banned Russia from SWIFT. Will Russia take actions against them and say, hey, no more oil for you? That is why Germany is very, very hesitant to go forward with SWIFT sanctions. So now let's take a look at what happened when the oil market opened up this weekend after all the news of sanctions. Have the chart up on the screen right here, and you could see it clear as day. When the market opened up this weekend, Sunday night, we saw a huge spike in oil prices. We went from $91.93 a barrel to a high of almost $100. We were right at $99.10 on that mark. That is a massive play, a 9% increase in oil prices due to the events that happened over the weekend. And we could see that oil has pretty much stabilized right now between that $95 and $96 a barrel price. Now, Russia holding back oil from the rest of the world, SWIFT being held from Russia, Russian banks being limited access on funding. How does Russia fight back on this, and how does this tie into the crypto market? Well, I'm glad you asked because I'm going to show you. Russia may use cryptocurrency to try to evade sanctions, but here's why it'll be hard. Forget the FUD of this article on the whole why it'll be hard thing. Imagine this. Your country's payment system, your legacy banking system has been taken away from you. Where can you go to still move money and have on and off ramps installed? Cryptocurrency. Yes, we have seen stories all over the news regarding all the cryptocurrency donations to the Ukraine and Russia. Why? Because legacy financial systems now are being threatened by cyber attacks as well as sanctions in terms of SWIFT. So now is the noose tightens up more and more on Russia, Russia is going to have to find more and more creative ways to move money around to finance its operations. And that is where crypto comes into play. All of us here love the decentralized nature of crypto finance. Why? Because centralized systems are prone to attacks and have already been affected in this war that's happening between Russia and the Ukraine. So for all of us out there that are crypto holders, we're going to see a quicker adoption rate to crypto going forward because of this crisis. Let's take a look at some of the headlines I have up on the screen so you have a better idea of exactly what I'm talking about when fiat systems are under attack, whether by cyber attacks or sanctions. Ruble crashes as sanctions take effect. Russians flock to ATMs for cash. Russians are scrambling to withdraw US dollars at ATMs as the ruble hits record low. Ukrainian and Russians are packing ATM lines, prompting fears of what happened in the US. Why are people taking cash out? Because if these legacy banking systems are targeted and are no longer able to function, cash is going to make it happen. Now, wait a minute. We all know out there in the crypto world that crypto can function just like cash. We just need the on and off ramps to make it happen. So for Russia, Ukraine, and the rest of the world to start moving forward to get out of the threats of the legacy banking system, what are we going to have to do? Create more on and off ramps so that crypto can function just like cash. During the last global crisis, we saw that the pandemic spurred growth, especially in the tech sectors. Look at the article here. Pandemic has resulted in exponential tech growth acceleration, Accenture's Paul Doherty says. Speaking at the NASSCOM Technology and Leadership Forum in 2022 on Friday, Doherty outlined the pandemic has widened the gap between how technology leaders and laggards perform. This is an amazing stat that you don't want to miss, and this shows that global turmoil sparks innovation. The top 10% are outperforming the rest, not by 2x, but by 5 times. And we will see also the new category of companies emerging who are leapfrogging the rest. Yes, turmoil creates the need for solutions. I have another article here from the World Economic Forum that tells you 10 technology trends to watch out for during the Rona pandemic. I'm going to scroll down here real quick and you're going to see online shopping, robot deliveries. Ooh, look at number 2, digital and contactless payment systems. Oh, you mean kind of like cryptocurrency could fill the need for? Yes, this is exactly the point right now. As the whole world, no, we got to go big screen. As the whole world braces for a full-on financial warfare, we're going to see technology companies rise above all the problems and create solutions along the lines of payments. Yes, cryptocurrency and decentralized finance is going to fill the gap where legacy systems fall short. We can easily see Russia in the near future relying on cryptocurrency payment networks in order to keep funding their momentum. What about all the displaced people in the Ukraine? What about the Ukrainian government themselves where their banks are out of cash? Yes, cryptocurrency could fix this problem. Now, yes, I understand that all of this that we're talking about is very bad, very sad, extremely negative stuff. But remember, the bigger the conflict, the bigger the problem, the more we see technology come out to help us out and move things forward. So, as legacy systems are used to target Russian banks, we are now going to see the development of cryptocurrency technology accelerate even faster. Why? Because every time there's a problem, there's a solution. And in this case, the problem is legacy banking. And what is the solution, everyone? Cryptocurrency. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, watch a little bit more Crypto with Klaus. And if you're into scary things like Web 3.0 and what you can do to take care of it, click right here. And if you want to learn about more cool stellar and crypto stuff, you're always welcome to click right here. All right, everyone, take care.